This is your sign. It's time for you to reinvent yourself. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can always reinvent, upgrade, or revamp yourself. It's never too late to start, so start now. Hi, my name is Emmy. Thank you for coming back to my channel and thank you for watching this video. I'm just gonna give it to you straight. You need a wake-up call. Nobody is coming to change your life for you. Nobody is coming to save you. And it sucks, but it's true. That's what I had to tell myself to start to reinvent myself as well. Because we're 3 months into 2024. So either you want to change your life and you decided that it's now time, or you might have fell off the wagon, like me. But this is everything that I did and I am doing in order to reinvent myself
and get my shit back together.
I came to a big realization that discipline makes you hot. Taking control of your life makes you hot. You know exactly what you want, you know exactly what you deserve, and you'll do whatever it takes to achieve it, and there's nothing more attractive than that, really. Think about it. Think of someone who has their shit together. Think of somebody who has their life together, who has everything in order. They have structure. They're disciplined with their food, their routines. Like, just think about that person. I know we've all seen someone online who does that, and how do you feel when you see them? You want it. Like, it's attractive, it's inviting, it's so desirable, it's so satisfying, it's so inspiring to see someone who has so much discipline with their life. So you want it, and you can have it, you should have it, and you can have it. It's really just up to you. How badly do you want it? When it comes to reinventing yourself, your mindset is everything. Personally, when I fell off the wagon, I kind of lost sight of who I wanted to be. I lost sight of everything that surrounds me and my ambition and my mindset. I just lost sight of everything. So the first thing that I had to do was to sit down and ask myself, who do I want to be? Who am I? I do have a authenticity video, which I'm going to link, and that video can really help you to create your own aesthetic and be your own authentic self. But once you have this persona or this authenticity in mind of who you want to embody or what type of person you want to evolve into, you have to center your mindset into this persona, and eventually you will become her. So you pretty much have to like center your entire life based on this persona and how this evolved version of yourself is going to be. So I like to activate or use my 5 senses when it comes to determining how this version of myself is going to be. So whenever it comes to our taste sense, how does this evolved version of yourself eat? Do they follow a certain diet? Are they healthy with their food? Are they mindful of what they're consuming? Is there a healthy balance? Be specific with everything that has to do around your taste sense and what this version of yourself does. Next, we can move on to our sight sense. What does this evolved version of yourself see? So this can be centered around content consumption. How often or what type of content are they viewing? And what do they see for themselves? So what type of goals do they have? How ambitious are they? What can they visualize themselves doing? For your touch sense, what does this version of yourself do? So what type of hobbies does this version of yourself have? What type of habits does this version of yourself have? What type of career do they have? For smell, what do they smell like? Do they have a signature scent, or do they have different scents for different occasions? You know, like there's vanilla, tobacco, my personal favorite, cherry. And finally, for sound, what does she sound like? How does she speak to others? And how does she speak to herself? Is she negative? Is she positive? Is she kind? Is she a bitch? Is she classy? What does she sound like? So obtaining all of this information, you can kind of start to see how this evolved version of yourself is going to be, and how they're going to act, how they're going to think, and everything that revolves around them. But finally, the most important part is asking yourself, what type of mindset does this girl have? And I'm gonna let you sit on that one because this is a very deep, personal question that you gotta figure out for yourself. So we're in the process of letting go of our old self, right? They're dead. Like, they're gone. We're shedding, we're rebranding, we're reinventing ourselves, and we're gonna get rid of all the toxic or dead stuff that we previously had because they no longer align with who we want to be. So we are stepping into a new version of ourselves. So now we can start to rebrand ourselves emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So emotionally, how do you want to be portrayed emotionally? If you are somebody who doesn't really fully invite self-love into your life, is that something that you want to focus on going forward? Do you want to start getting out of your comfort zone? Do you want to start being more grateful? How do you want to evolve emotionally? And mentally, how do you want to evolve mentally? Do you want to have an ambitious mindset? Do you want to be more fearless? Do you want to be more open-minded? Do you want to experience a mindset shift? Like, how do you want to grow mentally? Spiritually, how do you want to grow? Do you want to journal more? Do you want to do more shadow work? Do you want to meditate more? Do you want to pray more? Whatever you consider as spiritual, how do you want to grow spiritually? And finally, physically, how do you want to physically look, or how do you want to physically be? And this does have to do with your physical appearance. How do you want yourself to look like? Do you want to look put together? Is hygiene a top priority for yourself? What type of style do you want to embody? How do you want your body to look like? How do you want your skin to look like? Do you want clear skin? So this has to do with you physically as a person, but also everything that is physically connected to you. So like your room, your car, your workplace, the people in your life who are physically, connected to you. I also want to touch on your viewpoint of life and how you should romanticize your life, which was also another video I previously posted. I'm just gonna add this little tiny bit as well, but whenever you can start to enjoy the little things in your life, you're gonna eventually begin to enjoy the trajectory of your life and where you are headed. So with all of this information, you can write everything down in your journal, document it, or you can make a vision board and have it everywhere. You can have it as your iPhone wallpaper, as your computer wallpaper, as your iPad wallpaper. You can have it everywhere. I have mine in front of my bed. So this is a new version of yourself, and we need to add a little bit of spice or a little bit of, excitement into our lives, because we are no longer this old, boring version of ourselves. Your time is another valuable asset that needs to be prioritized as well. And the things that you do with your time, they're typically called your habits, and your habits are essential. I cannot stress this enough, but do things that get you off your phone. Does this new evolved version of yourself spend a lot of time or the majority of your time on your phone? Let your habits evolve you into a better version of yourself. If you want to learn a new language, do it. If you want to learn a new sport, do it. If you want to become knowledgeable, spend your time learning. Life is too short to spend the majority of our time on our phone. So again, center your time around things that are going to evolve you or change you in a way that scrolling on TikTok and Instagram are not. Because scrolling on TikTok and Instagram are only going to get you so far. And finally, this is probably the most important part of the video, because we have to be realistic with ourselves. We're not going to be at our A game every day, and we're not going to always be like this. Sometimes we will fall off the wagon. So instead, what I have to remind myself is to always have balance with any societal factor that comes into play. So I always like to have balance with partying, with alcohol, with social media. I like to have boundaries with myself. If I'm gonna go out this weekend, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna have fun, I'm not gonna worry about anything else. The only thing I'm worrying about is having a damn drink in my hand. And then the day after, I'm probably gonna give myself that day to rest. But then the day after that, I'm getting back into what I already established for myself, because I don't want to lose sight of that. And if you need to as well, have boundaries with others. You need to remind yourself what's at stake and what you're willing to lose if you get sucked back into this lifestyle or if you fall off the wagon again. So with that, thank you for watching this video. I love you, and I will see you in the next one.